Hey guys, it's Kofi. I'm out here in Colorado, where I now live. It's my new state, and I just wanted to touch base with you guys a little bit. So, I've been looking around, in the past couple of months that I've been here, I've been basically doing all of the basic things, getting settled, getting my license from the state so that I don't still have my Louisiana license. And, I'm out here trying to get all of the basics down. I've got all, my kitchen stuff, living room stuff, got some furniture, all of that. So basically, I've changed my life in the matter of a few months. Within a month, moved across the country, and then I found a new place to live, new apartment, brought my car with me, brought the bunnies, and I'm just having a grand old time. Not everything's perfect, but you can't expect everything to be perfect anywhere. The big thing is that I've changed my life and I moved out of the South. I really wasn't sure if that was something I was going to be able to do one day, but I'm glad it happened. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about this well, it's not new. It's something I've been talking to a lot of other autistic individuals about, and it's the phenomena of the work bully. So if you are on the autism spectrum, you probably know, or you may have noticed in the past in your experience, that it's not easy to find a job that you like and that you're good at. People tend to mask in their interviews and then get the job and have their experience in the job. There are autistic people who also just jump around to different jobs. They can't stay at one, or they don't like to stay at one at more than a few months or more than a year. And someone might thrive in the position if it's something that aligns with them, and if they have, accommodations, or if they get really into the routine, if they like the routine and the flow of things. But basically, I've talked to a lot of autistic adults, okay, and they always say that it is difficult to find employment. First of all, the job market, whether you're neurotypical or autistic, whether you have autism or not, it is very hard right now. So that's something to consider too. But don't be so hard on yourself, guys. Like, it's so hard. I know a lot of us are perfectionists, but it's hard to cut yourself a little slack when you have the image of what you want to achieve, when you have everything settled in your mind and the way you want it, or at least that's how I am. But a lot of autistic brains are like that, are all or nothing thinking, are black or white thinking, and we decide immediately at the drop of a hat whether or not we think we're successful by our definition. And we can be really hard on ourselves, guys. But when I talk to other autistic adults, they always say that employment is difficult because it's hard to keep a job. For some people who have autism and ADHD as well, the combination, a lot of people do have those, and they find it difficult to make it to work on time, or, like time management can be hard for a lot of us too. But the work bully is something that a lot of us run into, and it's because for some reason, as an autistic individual, when you talk to other adults who are neurotypical or don't have autism, they are not like, it's something about us. They can sense that something's different about us, I think, and they don't like it. Basically, the workforce is just like high school all over again. Everyone's petty and unnecessarily rude at times, and that's just how it goes, man. Like, when you're in school and the other kids are teasing you because they can for some reason tell something's off or something's dorky about you, something different, they react a certain way, and it usually results in bullying. And that's exactly what happens in the workforce, in the workplace. And The only thing you can do about it, what I recommend, is writing down dates and times and specific instances of the bullying. And if you think that, now not everyone is, if you think that your manager will be responsive to the mistreatment, then I think you should go ahead and move forward with that. Basically, it's all about keeping evidence. If they're doing something that contradicts one of the laws directly, and you think that management would be considerate in maybe having a talk with that person, if you think they would be receptive to it, I highly recommend you do it, because you deserve to be comfortable at work. I mean, and I don't know what their big deal is really when you have a work bully, someone who's constantly criticizing you, picking at you for no reason. It's hard because it makes you just want to do your job and go home. Like, I don't understand why we can't just do that. But I don't know, it's just the way that employment is. They expect you to go above and beyond, even though you're not paid to do so. And something about a person just walking in, doing their job, and going home, having a perfect work-life balance, they hate that for some reason. I don't understand. By the way, if you've ever experienced a work bully, please share your experience below in the comments. I want to see how many of you have experienced this, because every time if I'm on TikTok or I'm talking to other autistic people, they usually do have a story about a work bully that they've had. And a work bully, a lot of times it's someone older than you, which is so weird. But this happens a lot, especially to women. If you go to your job as a woman and there's an older woman there who was there before you, and she like hates you for no reason, comment down below. It has happened to me before, but it hasn't happened like a ton. I mean, even once is more than I would desire, but I don't know exactly what their problem is. Like, it's either jealousy or it's they feel like they've been here a long time and you don't deserve to be here. Like, they don't want you there. They don't like change. They've always got some personal agenda, and I honestly don't know why we can't just be professional. But the way to resolve a bully is to keep evidence and to file a report or do whatever steps your employment has to take to make yourself comfortable again, because it's hard. Life is hard enough, and it doesn't need to be hard at work too. That is so difficult. That will give you so much more stress that you don't need, all of that bullshit. So yeah, I really recommend you stand up to your bully. You can't let people treat you terribly. I don't like Dr. Phil because he's actually involved in some pretty shady stuff, but as Dr. Phil once said, you teach people how to treat you. So you have to remember that. And man, the worst part about having a work bully is they can tell there's something different about you, and for some reason they don't like you. It's like no matter what you say, they respond to you in a weird, awkward, and rude way, which sucks. If you know you have a work bully and they are making your job consistently unnecessarily difficult, you've got to do something about it. And if you have the type of manager who will not be responsive to telling them about your being harassed or mistreated in the workplace, I'm really sorry about that, and I hope maybe that's a sign that it's time to find a new place to work. Now, you don't feel bad about this. You can totally start looking on the internet and searching for a different job while you're still at that job, because it's just business. It's just business. And if the tables were turned, they wouldn't give you a heads up, you know? I recommend that if you work in a hostile work environment, you look for another job, and then once you get another job, quit immediately, or you could go and check it out, see if you like it first, and then quit. But um, life is hard enough, especially as an autistic individual, an autistic adult. You can't be harassed at work all the time and expect to live life like that. That will really mess up your nervous system. And I highly recommend you find something else. I really do, guys. I think a lot of walking around the earth, roaming as an autistic individual, is just harm reduction and trying to make yourself as comfortable as possible. It's really, really hard. If you're not sure whether you're being bullied, I recommend you talk to one of your friends or family members, if they're an okay person to talk to. And you should tell them an example of something they've said that didn't sit right with you, because you might not even know you're being bullied. You should have a second person. And if they're neurotypical, that's great too, to run that situation by to see if you're being mistreated or not. That's a good, that's something that I like to do. If I have a neurotypical friend at the time, to run it by, because you might not even, that their insults might not even register to you. That could completely fly over your head. Or maybe you think that you're being overly sensitive. A lot of us get told that we're being overly sensitive, and we're not, especially if you're a woman. And I really think that we cannot have bullying in our lives, guys. We've worked too hard, and we've been through too many things. I just think that we should make our lives as comfortable as possible. I hope you guys liked a couple of those tips. Please like and comment, subscribe. I am trying to become more consistent. I'm sorry, but it's hard to be consistent sometimes with an autistic mind. So, but yeah, I just wanted to come on here and talk to you guys a little bit about my life changes, and check in to see if any of you have had those experiences as well, because I've met a lot of autistic adults who have had work bullies, and it is not fun. Something about them, they just love to pick on someone who is polite, quiet, and doing their work. But yeah, comment down below. Talk to you next time.